Hello there, RJB back in town. And today we got Rabbit against GGolTongCong. Two players who you might actually consider to be actual opposites of each other. You see, Kong is the player who goes for very unique and cheesy, risky build orders that are just completely wacky. Actually wacky build orders. And most of the time he makes them work, in the early game at least. If the game goes long, they don't really. Let's just say the build orders are not meant to go for the long games. Because Rabbit is the complete opposite. Rabbit likes longer games. Rabbit plans his build orders very well to have the least amount of risk, but he does take some risks. But he takes another kind of risks. GGolTongCong has aggressive risks. Whereas Rabbit, who's here on the name Jun2354287287, he is the kind of player who takes risks defensively. As in, can he cut corners here and there to get himself a little bit ahead of his opponent? And Kong is the opposite. Kong cuts corners to be super mega aggressive. At least that's what I've seen so far from Kong. And is he going to do the same thing here against Rabbit? Rabbit starts off with Nexus first. So yep, the first part of that statement that I made earlier, that Kong is aggressive, it holds true. Is triple gateway against Rabbit's one gateway after a Nexus. He should be able to defend himself if he goes for a fort and gets cannons up and operational pretty early on. Should be able to defend himself against the very early Zealot pressure. The Zealot is soon to be coming out because the gateway is finished already. And the probe is scouting the middle spawns first. Goes cross map, and it goes to 6 o'clock on the map, and he might go to 9 o'clock right afterwards. Not sure what pattern he's going to scout with. He's got a forge on the way for himself as well. Rabbit gets gateway number 2. I do think Rabbit knows that Kong is a very aggressive player. I think Rabbit knows. I think Rabbit is gonna... Rabbit is a very smart player who plans everything out very well. Very smart. He knows his limits. So I think he's doing exactly that. Going for a cannon very early on, although the Zealot is already walking and marching straight into the base, and his own Zealot hasn't finished yet, so he might take some damage there on his cannon before the cannon finishes up. The cannon, I think it's gonna survive, and it won't go down, but at least it is... It's lost its shield. It will go... It won't go down. One more hit, and that would have gone down. Look at this. 16 damage there on the Psyblade, and his cannon had 14 HP and 2 shield. So yeah, that one more hit, and the cannon would have gone down, and then Rabbit might have been in trouble. Although now we've got more Zealots there arriving on the scene, and they do take down the cannon. Rabbit is actually, for real, in trouble. Looks like he didn't prepare himself exactly as he wanted to against the rush. He had to go for double cannon in order to survive the rush. But cannon number 2 there, or well, number 3, also beyond half HP, might get taken down by those Zealots that are planning on walking right on in and hitting him pretty hard. You're back at home, Cybercore is finished up, and the Citadel of Doom is on the way. He's on 1 gas, and gas number 2 is on the way as well. The Nexus on the side there is not protected by the cannons. Kong found himself a nice little pocket to fight from. Rabbit is equalizing. Kong not really spending his money all that well because he's so focused on microing those Zealots on the side. This is basically what Kong does. He micros really well. He attacks really well. I honestly don't think there are many players better at early game than Kong is. But Kong also has some trouble spending money. As can be seen here, he's not spending his money that well. You could have had 6 Zealots more, or maybe something else. You could have just had more of something. He's really just completely focused on attacking and trying to deal damage and trying to make sure that this side portion here is not protected by anything. You got Zealot speed on the way, still attacking that Nexus there on the side. Nexus might go down. Rabbit, if this Nexus goes down, it's going to be very painful for Rabbit because he's opened with the Nexus. And when you open with the Nexus, you want to get the full advantage of having more probes. And at the moment, he does not have that many more probes than Kong. It's a 4, it's a 3 probe difference. And more Zealots already arriving on the scene, ready to try and take down the Nexus. First, let's go for the Zealots. We got Dragoon range on the way there for Rabbit. Rabbit now is now 4 gateways. Level 1 attack also on the way there for Rabbit. The cannon finishes up and the Nexus is protected. So it does look like Kong fails in taking down the Nexus. And now we might see Rabbit build himself a lead over Kong. Because Kong is on, well, 6 gateways. That's a lot of gateways. He's going for a Templar's Archive, and he's got the Templar's Archive finished up. He's going for a High Templar, but he's not going for a Robotics. I think Kong is just going to try to walk right in and storm the probes. He's not going to go for a drop. Nope, he's just going to try to storm those probes to death. And first, with the Zealot speed and the Zealots on the 6 gateway production, he's going to try to force Rabbit to retreat from the front and then walk his High Templars in from the side. I think that's what he's going to do. That is why he scouted with that one Zealot there on the side. He scouted the entire left side of Rabbit's base to get the information on whether he can pull off the cheese. This is basically a very big, extravagant cheese. Although he's morphing the... He's turning the High Templars into an Archon. So he isn't getting Storm, he is going for a regular Archon. Not exactly what I was expecting. Also, Rabbit has Dark Templars finishing up, and the Dark Templars are for sure going to defend this all very, very easily. There's no detection on the map from Kong. He didn't go for the Robotics. He's adding another gateway there instead. He's going to run straight in there with his Zealots and Archon. The Dark Templar is hitting the Zealots. He's splitting up the Archon. He might still go for the probes with the Archon. I've got a feeling he's going to try to go for the probe. Rabbit is trying to block the entire backside there. Kong can't quite get in. Very good protection and very good SimCity there from Rabbit. The Archon is getting walled off by a gateway. Going to have to take down that gateway first. Gateway gets taken down. Zealots are on the scene. Archon is trying to wriggle its way in, but he can't get onto the probes. All the probes are on the right side. Archon is blocked. Archon goes down. Probe protection at its finest, and Kong's attack there only gets the Nexus. Kills a couple of units there as well, but Rabbit is still alive and pretty good shape. Kong now going for his own Robotics because he knows he's going to have to build detection for the Dark Templar. Rabbit now on 48 probes, got his own Robo finished up as well, and the Templar's Archive also ready. And he's now adding on a couple more cannons and a forge and a support bay. And an observatory for observers. So Reaver, Shuttle, and observers are now possible to be built for Rabbit. Once again, Kong still running in there with the Zealots, looking for something to kill, goes for the probes. While back at home, he's not really producing because he's got 1,600 minerals in the bank. Rabbit is spending his money way better, but Kong is non-stop punching. Kong is just going all out on the aggression. Is everything working out as he had in mind? Not really. I think some of the things he's trying to do might just be a little bit too crazy. But it's really refreshing to see a player be crazy like Kong. This guy has things in his mind. He's got visions that he's trying to turn into reality. And sometimes they really work out really well. And sometimes they make you wonder, wow, this guy is a genius. This game around, though, I think his plans were a little bit too crazy. And I was getting pushed back by Rabbit's superior Zealot Dragoon army. He does have a Dark Archon for some reason here back at home. He's going for mind control. Wow, the guy really is crazy. He's going to try to mind control the shuttle as it flies in and prevent the drop from happening. He's really trying really crazy things here. I've never really seen anyone try to mind control a shuttle as it flies in to storm your probes to death. He's going to try to make it work. 46 probes now against 57. Rabbit rebuilt his Nexus. He's still alive. He's been getting hammered pretty badly for the entire game, but he's been defending himself against the attacks quite superbly. Was pretty close a couple of times, but he's pretty damn big right now. He's adding on a lot of gateways. There's already 12 gateways here in his entire frontal section. Make it 15. So 19 gateways in total. Make it 18. 20 gateways in total. here in Rabbit space. He's just building gateways everywhere he can. And he's rich. Kong is clearing out the sides, going right and left. He might go for a drop, or he is not going for a drop. He's just trying to build a gateway army to try and be able to fight back against Rabbit's army. Pulling his army into the top corner to try and get a very good position on Rabbit's army. But Rabbit's army is a little bit bigger, and I think Rabbit has got some upgrades as well. Level 1 attack against level 1 attack. So actually, upgrades are the same. And now Kong has baited Rabbit into a position from which he cannot escape as Zealots are coming from the back. Will Kong... Okay, Rabbit is now flanking the flanking attempt. So it does look like Rabbit is gonna maybe come out on top. I'm not sure. There's more. He dodged the storm. I think he lost a couple of probes there on the mineral. So successfully survives the drop. There's another storm there. The storm number 2 misses as well. Very tricky stuff there from both players. The fight here is gonna... The fight is still happening. But Rabbit now, with his superior economy, superior amount of gateways, is getting pretty far ahead of Kong. Kong has an army of his own, but 121 supply against 166 does not look very good. Does not look very promising here for Kong. Level 1 attack, level 2 attack, and 1 armor there for Rabbit. The upgrade advantage for Rabbit is huge. It's huge. Yeah, this looks to be it for Kong. A 70 supply difference, getting pushed back into his space. Got a couple of Dragoons, and he calls GG because he knows game is over. Rabbit there with superior... I don't want to say superior tactics, but more traditional, orthodox tactics. Something more established, something proven to work. Whereas Kong, I feel Kong was just improvising on the spot. I feel like sometimes when I see a Kong game, it kind of just feels like he thinks like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to go for this one thing that I've never done before, but it looks cool in my mind, so let's try to make it work. Which is really cool that he's trying to do it. But when you're playing against someone like Rabbit or Burger, Sasu, or someone else of that very high level, sometimes going for the crazy things is not exactly going to work. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you do catch your opponent by surprise and they simply were not expecting it. I've seen some really crazy build orders from Kong completely catch people by surprise so badly. Like it's just something you would never expect. And I do hope we're going to see one of those crazy Kong build orders in this Protoss against Terran. The exact same spawning locations here. Kong on the bottom, well, not the bottom corner, he's on the middle right of the map on the red Protoss. Rabbit is on the, let me just select Rabbit's base. And location hotkey is base. Yellow Terran for Rabbit. Kong on the red Protoss. But yeah, what kind of crazy thing is Kong going to do? Is he going to do one of his famous cheeses? Which, as I said before, I think he just kind of makes them up as he goes. There is a plan though, because this guy has played so much StarCraft that he does know what he's doing. It's not like completely random. This guy does plan his build orders based off of his knowledge, but they're just kind of different. Let's say it like that. They're kind of different. He's got a vision, and he knows how to make his vision into a build order. Rabbit starts off with barracks. Wow, let me restart. Barracks, supply depot, barracks. It's kind of the standard build order for a Terran on the fastest map, specifically on the 12 o'clock spawn location. You want to get some information pretty quick. He goes for double SCV scout to the sides. He wants to go hard. This is an attempt at a bunker rush. He is expecting... Oh yeah, this is a bunker rush attempt. But it's not going to work. It's definitely not going to work because Kong is going for a 2v2 build order. Or a 3v3 build order. Which is 7 supply pylon into a 9 supply gateway, into 11 supply double gateway. 3 gateways, 2 pylons, a forge, and a 3rd pylon coming up very, very soon. Rabbit is not going for the counter push here. He's not going for the counter. Because the Zealot is out on the map, and the Zealot out on the map means that your Marines are not gonna be pushing towards the opponent. It's just not gonna work. Rabbit has a bunker and a sort of wall up and building in the front here. Goes for bunker number 2 to try and push Kong further back. Rabbit unloads the bunker. Kong might have started the pylon a little bit too soon. He's got more Zealots that are coming in, but the pylon might get pushed back. So he starts a pylon deeper and further away in the exact middle of the map. The bunker there allows Rabbit to micro back and forth really easily. Really easily. It's basically a really fortified and strong position. He's only on double barracks, so this is a 2 barrack command center build order. Rabbit is going to go for a big economy. This is all knowledge. What Rabbit is doing here is pure knowledge and wisdom. He has so much experience. He just was like, I know Kong likes to rush and cheese, so I'm going to scout very early to see what he's doing. And if there's an opportunity, I might go for a bunker rush. And if I cannot bunker rush, I'm going to bunker defense. And that's what we're seeing, a bunker defense. 2 barrack bunker defense. A really easy defense at that one. The 2 bunkers here, within each other's range, keep the Zealots away without much trouble whatsoever. But Kong is doing something crazy. He put 9 probes on the gas very early after he finished his Cyber Core. He's getting Dragooner range and he's getting a Citadel of Vadun, which leads me to believe he's going to go for triple Dragoon into a Templar's Archive for Dark Templars. Will Rabbit get Scan up in time? He's got the Academy finished up. He's getting Stim now. There's no engineering bay yet. Still only on 2 barracks. And he's getting a factory. Very fast factory on a pretty small army. Kong is slowly growing bigger. Oops. My hand is sometimes hitting the mousepad. So 5 gateways. I don't think he can afford to produce with 5 gateways when he's got 9 probes on the gas with 26 probes in total. He's adding on 2 more gateways for 5. Dragoon range is on the way. Zealot speed is on the way. Temple's Archive gets scanned there by Rabbit. We saw the scan happening. So Rabbit now has critical information to formulate a better plan. Wow, my hand keeps hitting the mousepad. The touchpad. I've got a touchpad. I'm on a laptop. I'm casting on the laptop. I game on the laptop. It's amazing. In my opinion, it's amazing. I love the keyboard. It's just absolutely beautiful. The engineering bay there finishing up, probably in time, because I don't see Dark Templars. It isn't... Wow. So I thought Kong was going to go for Dark Templars, because usually we see a Dark Templar cheese coming in from Kong, or something Dark Templar related. But he's actually going for triple High Templar and Storm. And Zealot speed is finishing up very soon as well. Dragoons are outranging the bunker. So he's going to try to take down the bunker from afar. Marines unload and a retreat to bunker number 2 a little bit further behind. We've got another bunker there on the way around the corner. And now the Dragoons are going to start hitting the depots and the SCVs building bunker number 2. Marines, though, are pushing forward. They don't want to let those Dragoons basically kill the supply depot in the front. The tank in the back there is finished up. Siege mode is soon to be finished as well. High Templars are somewhere on the map. I don't see them at the moment. They are spawning right now as we speak. Oh, they're in the middle. So 4 High Templars. Zealot Dragoon there from Kong. These High Templars are very fast, and Storm upgrade is already finished up. Armory on the way there for Rabbit, and Siege Factory number 2 as well. Siege Tank number 2 also finished up. Rabbit might have seen the High Templars. He might not have seen them. He might still be assuming that this is going to be a Dark Templar build. He built 2 more bunkers there though, just in case. He's still scanning all over the place. Did not scan the middle. He might have seen the High Templars. I'm not sure, because he did scan the gateways and 1 High Templar just spawned. Level 1 attack is going to finish very soon there for Kong. I'm going to turn off my mouse pad. So he tries to go in here from the front. Fire bats in the bunkers. The fire bats in the bunkers is absolutely going to be the game changer. High Templars walking forward. High Templars ready to storm. Marines are stimming into the bunkers and stimming away. Breaks the wall. Most of the Zealots did go down there to the fire bats in the bunker though. Storms on the tanks. Tanks do go down. And Rabbit unloads his Marines, stims them, and puts them back into the bunker, which helps him with defending. So that attack there from Kong does not break through. And now Kong might be in a little bit of trouble because he's on a single Nexus. He's starting to build a proxy Stargate base for very fast carriers, I assume. 7 gateways there at home. Adding on more gas on 39 probes, 52 SCVs there for Rabbit. Rabbit's bold order is really working out. A very cheap opening, but a very strong defense. Early on, Kong can't get in. Just goes to show how easy it can be if you know exactly what you're doing to defend against the power of an early game Protoss. Rabbit is just making it look easy with planning, knowledge, and a lot of experience and repetition. Rabbit knows exactly what he's doing. He's also scanning all the time, so he knows whether there's a robotics inside of Kong's base and whether he can go for no drop defense, which he doesn't have at the moment. It's all here in the front. There's no turrets on the sides. There's nothing on the hills, like no floating engineering base, no floating barracks to get vision on the hills for better drop defense. There are no Marines in the back, no tanks in the back, no bunkers in the back. There is no drop defense at all inside of Rabbit's base. Nothing at all. All the bunkers in the front. He's just building a massive, strong, impenetrable wall here in the front. Bunkers everywhere. Supply depots in the front. Fire bats, Marines, everything you can imagine. He's got it here inside those bunkers. He's got level 1 attack finished for the Marines, I think or believe. No, he does not. But he's got it on the way and is finished very, very soon. Level 1 attack for the tanks is also on the way. He's getting ghosts and lockdown. And he's going for a nuke. So a tank drop comes in. Tanks do unload, but the tank is too far away to hit the probes. And it goes down to the Dragoons. So very good probe protection here from Kong, who's now trying to catch up because he built Nexus number 2 on 48 probes in total. He's mining from every single assimilator. We've got He's not. Oh, it's Arbiters. It's Arbiters. Okay, this is basically a 2-base Arbiter. It's triple Nexus. It looks like a mess. It looks like an absolute mess. But Arbiters here are here on the bottom side. Getting Stargate number 3. Very, very fast Arbiters. Very, very fast recall. This kind of looks like something I've seen a person do against JH very long ago. A player called Myok Guk, I think. Myok Guk went for a 2-base Arbiter build order, which is basically double Nexus, fast Arbiter, and a lot of gateway units. So Kong is preparing himself a really nice build order that, as I've said, I haven't seen much before, but it looks really, really interesting. But he's still building up, still getting bigger. Both players have their APM drop to about 200. They're just building. They're not fighting. They're just building and getting richer and bigger. So yeah, 2 nukes on the way here from Rabbit. He might try to end this with a nuke, which would be really interesting to see because I've honestly never seen Rabbit go for a nuke before. I've never seen him do it. I just didn't think he was the kind of player to ever go for nukes. He's the player who goes for much more standard stuff, but maybe the meta has evolved in Korea to include nukes and ghosts and lockdowns, because for a long time, in 2018 and 19, and even parts of 2020, ghosts were not used all that much. Not much at all, and nukes were even a rarer sight to behold. So can Kong make something happen with the Arbiters, which are not yet finished up? They are finished up on the bottom side, trying to keep them out of Rabbit's vision. A dropship with a ghost. is on the scene. Unloads on the hill, but there's cannons on the hill, although the hill protects the ghosts, kind of. I'm gonna try to nuke the front with a double nuke. I'm gonna try to clear open the path, but there's almost nothing there in the front, so this is not really gonna hurt him all that much. Kong, I'm sure, is looking everywhere for where is the nuke gonna hit. Where are the red dots? And they're there in the front. Hits the front, kills 2 gateways, kills some cannons. That is kind of a small hit. Kind of a really small hit that is not significant at all. Cost him 2 nukes, killed almost nothing at all because everything Kong has is here on the middle. So double orbiter moving across the map. Corsair taking on the barracks. Marines are being thrown away to open up supply space because that is exactly what Rabbit needs. All the bunkers are unloaded, but the Marines can't leave the base because they're stuck behind the structures. Dragoons on the side, clearing out a vision. Arbiters looking for a way in. There is some drop protection here in the back. 5-6 tanks in total. The recall might actually work. I'm not sure if it will. Got the Valkyries flying to the side. Looks like Rabbit feels something is coming from the left. More tanks moving to the back. He might have seen the Arbiters. He might not have seen them at all. I'm not sure what he's seen. I'm not sure what he knows. So the ghosts do get taken down there on the hill. Kong's base is still kind of small, but he's going to grow bigger very soon as he's building gateways on the middle. He's on 74 probes against 73 SCVs in total. Got more stargates on the way there on the bottom side. He got stargates in his base as well. He's got a fleet beacon. He's getting upgrades for everything you need upgrades for. Level 3 attack on the way. No armor, no shields yet. No air upgrades either. Arbiter goes in. Arbiter gonna recall there on the side. And the recall fails. Nukes are happening on the middle to clear out all the cannons. Looks like Kong can't recall from the side. Gonna try a different angle, but once again, a lot of turrets there. He recalls into the base. There's a lot of tanks right here on the side though, so he's gonna try to kill as many of those turrets as he can to open up a pathway, to open up a hole in Rabbit's defenses. The nukes on the middle have cleared out most of the tanks while we were... The nukes have cleared out most of the cannons while we were focused here on the recall. I mean, we could have looked at the nukes, but nuking on cannons, honestly, it's interesting, but not as important as a recall happening inside of Rabbit's base. The upgrades for Rabbit are currently on 1, 2 for the tanks. Really good upgrades there for the tanks, and 1, 1 for the air. Kong is on level 3 attack very soon. He's got interceptor capacity on the way. More Arbiters are going to be spawning very soon from these... A lot of Stargates in the bottom. It's a lot of Stargates. He's going for carriers. He's got level 1 or 2 armor on the way for his air. Level 2 armor, level 2 attack for his air. Gonna try to break through the front. There's a tank on the hill. The tank on the hill is kind of being a bust kill. There's almost nothing left inside of the bunkers. There's 2 ghosts, and that's about it. So theoretically speaking, he could try to break through quite easily if he manages to recall right on top of this box of tanks with an Arbiter. But Kong doesn't quite know what's happening inside of Rabbit's base. So he's going to try to recall from the side, well, somewhat from the side. Actually, this is a pretty good spot to recall on. Goes in, recalls, and yeah, this is a good spot for a recall. There's no tanks within range, although the tanks are already relocating to cover the bottom corner. I'm going to try to take down some of those turrets, but not really making much progress. A pretty big expensive recall there. Slowly killing stuff. Storing some tanks. Templar itself goes down. I think he got about 11 of them turrets. Arbiter comes in. Arbiter recall happening. Arbiter recalls. That's a failed recall. Oh, good lord. That was a failed recall. This one might be bigger. That one is a little bit bigger. Arrives on the scene. Is a little bit stuck there. Templars are storming on the tanks. He's slowly moving forward. He's killing turrets. They're on the side. Tanks are still shooting from afar. Tanks are still shooting from afar. He's cleared out the entire turret row here. But the investment was absolutely humongous. And SCVs are already moving to replace the turrets that just went down. About 7 SCVs pulled to the side. Arbiters are once again starting to move into position. gateway production for Kong is pretty good. He's adding on a couple more gateways. He's gonna recall exactly on those SCVs. Recalls right back into the base. He's keeping up the action. There's a nuke coming there on the gateways on the middle. Here on the side, they're gonna try to take down the armories and stop the upgrades from happening. Another nuclear launcher on the middle as well. So yeah, those gateways in the middle are gonna go down. Nuke is gonna land. Bam, that's number 1. Soon to come is number 2. Here it is. Nuke number 2. Gateways in the middle. Goodbye. Rabbit is making progress, and Kong does not have enough gateways. He does not have carriers yet either. He still's got upgrades on the way. Level 3 weapon for the ground units is finished up. For the air, he needs level 3 attack and armor. He's getting armor for ground units now as well, which would be level 1 armor. Whereas I think Rabbit lost 2 armories, which were for... I'm not sure what the upgrades were that he lost, but he's on 2-1 for air and he's on 2-2 for ground. 2-3 for ground, which is basically the point where a Terran hits critical mass. When you as a Terran have maxed out tank upgrades 18 minutes into the game, you are in a position where you can start pushing and perhaps winning the game with a tank push across the map. Kong still looking for spots to recall into. Fails the recall because basically an Arbiter takes priority over a Corsair, so you cannot escort an Arbiter with a Corsair. The Corsair will get ignored, the Arbiter gets focused. I've tried this, I've noticed this. You cannot escort an Arbiter in with a Corsair. It doesn't work. The Arbiter always takes priority. So Kong, yeah, Kong, nothing is really working out. Rabbit is an iron fortress, pure iron, impenetrable concrete bunker. Rabbit has no weaknesses at the moment. Kong is trying to force a weakness by pushing the floating buildings a little bit further back into the base to take away side vision. He's flying all the way around with hallucinated arbiters and real arbiter as well. Ghosts are strolling, swaggering into Kong's base. Gonna try to nuke from the perfect spot right onto the Nexus, but a drop comes in there. It's an arbiter recall. You're on the right side once again. Finds his way in. That's the big recall, but he's stuck here on the right side of the base. Zealous, though, getting on top of the tanks, but the tank gets a defensive matrix, and here we've got double nuke on the Nexus. Gonna hit hard, hit everything, boom, goodbye probes. It's 1 nuke hit. I didn't see number 2. Just 1 nuke, but he got all the probes. Kong has a lot of money, though, but no probes always hurts quite a bit. The recall got cleared out. Kong is pushing over the right side of the map. Tries another Arbiter recall, but oh, he finds a really bad spot. Just can't get in. There's too many turrets. There's vision on the high ground. Recalls in this situation are not gonna work. This is basically what I mean. Kong has really interesting early game build orders and plans, but when those plans don't work out, it kind of looks like he's out of ideas. He's going for recalls, but the recall's not working. The recall's not working, and Kong calls GG, and Rabbit wins with the nuke on the Nexus. Kong still had a lot of money, but Kong couldn't get into Rabbit's base. Rabbit just playing perfect defense from start to finish, and Kong, well, perhaps the creative person, the creative Kong, wasn't creative enough in trying to break open Rabbit's defenses. Interesting game, but in the end, we didn't actually see Kong do his trademark crazy build orders, which I really would have liked to see, but maybe next time. Maybe next time we're going to get some crazy Kong build orders that are crazier than the ones we've seen so far, because in these 2 games, the build orders, they were not normal. They were out of the ordinary, but they weren't very far away removed from ordinary. They weren't absolutely crazy. They were just kind of a little bit crazy, if you know what I mean, if you catch my drift. Just a little bit crazy.